The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com, home of the Brandon Thomas product line, and by the Brandon Thomas Instructor Team. Go to BrandonThomasArt.com to find an instructor near you.
Hey, it's me, it's Brandon T here with the Painting with Magic Show, and I'm excited to get started on this brand new season of the Painting with Magic Show. It's been a little while since we filmed the new season, but I'm excited to be back in the studio here and get monkey-faced on it for a brand new project. This season, I want to focus on mountains. I get so many questions on how to paint mountains, and I love snow peak mountains. Just the regular, the blue and the white, those classic, big, strong mountains. So I'll tell you what, the color should be running across the screen for you what I'm using in this project. And because this is the first show of season 7, I want to go over what paint I'm using, a little bit of the tools. That way, if you have any questions, hopefully this answers it, because I get so many questions about the paint I'm using, the brushes, etc. So what I want to do is go over that quickly with you, and then we'll get in there and get monkey-faced on it. So for you to get monkey-faced on it, you're going to need a few items. You're going to need some big 1 and 2 inch brushes. These are my signature brushes, but you can use whatever you have. I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas covered with my signature Amazing White. And this canvas is a Frederick Red Label. They're my favorite ones to use. And the pen I'm using is the Grumbacher. So I get questions on what brand it is. Let's grab a tube. It's called the Grumbacher Pre-Tested Series, and they also have the Academy line as well. These are fantastic paints, are what I use and what I recommend. So I think I've got that taken care of as what I'm using. And to wash your brushes, I use Turpenoid. It's a fantastic product. I don't want to go too much into that because of YouTube and how they work. So I don't know if they're going to be trying to block that from being on here. But in the description, I'll have a list of supplies that I'm using in this, so you'll know what I'm doing. Okay, so with that, look at monkey face. So I'm using a 2 inch brush. It's a clean, dry brush. And I'm going to take some Prussian blue, just a tiny bit of Prussian blue here. Okay, so just a tiny, tiny bit of Prussian blue. I'm not using a lot, tiny, tiny bit. Okay, you should see very little at home when you're doing this. You should see the palette come through. Very little bit. This is a super strong paint. Alrighty, so let's go back up here to the canvas now. And we're going to want to use X strokes and go across the canvas using X strokes. And this is just Prussian blue. And work it in there. And because I have the Amazing White on the canvas, it's allowing me to blend right on the canvas. So I get such a beautiful sky automatically. I'm just going to grab a touch bit more. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give her just a little bit more of that. I'm working on this corner. There we go. Super simple, super easy how to paint a sky. Okay. And I tell you what, while we have that color on the brush, I'm just going to reach in here, grab a little bit more, and just pull in some water. And do that, you start from one side and work it over. Just like that. Super easy. Super, super easy. Reload your brush a little bit, and then start on this side. And sometimes I'll start from the bottom, work it all the way. But I tell you what, I just want a little bit of a shine over here today. Just to show you something a little different on here today. Okay, there we go. Tell you what, I'm going to wash that old brush out. And to wash our brushes, we use odorless mineral spirits. I use Turpenoid here. So, that's what I'm using. And then I just knock off the paint on the brush. Just like this. So just squeeze off the edge. Knock off the excess. Shake it off into a bin. And just beat it out. Alright. And let's wipe it off on paper towel. Okay, and that's how you wash a brush. Really easy, simple. And so once I dry it off on that, I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to start blending the sky. Okay, work it all the way across and then start blending up. And then go right across the whole thing. Same thing with the bottom. With the water, I'm just going to go across it. No big deal. Beat that brush out. And just come back in here like so. Doesn't matter. We're going to have a mountain in here anyway, so it doesn't matter there. Okay, so we're going to start working on building our mounting up here. So I'm going to take my palette knife, and I'm just going to scrape up this old blue we had. Put it down here. And so we're going to start making some colors. I'm going to take some Prussian blue. Okay, I'm going to stick it right down here. Then I'm going to take some alizarin crimson and some Prussian, or some ivory black. And let's mix that up together. Just a good color. Okay, now I'm going to reach over here and just grab some titanium white real quick. Put it over here. And mix up a lighter color right next to it. Okay. And then once I do that, I'm going to take some more white and put it right next to it. So I got 3 different shades of the same thing, 3 different values. Dark, medium, and light. Okay? Alrighty, let's take a little roll of that paint. And let's go right up here to the canvas. Okay, so I think I want to put a few layers of mountains in here. But wait, before I do that, I'm going to take a cloud. I forgot about that. We need a cloud in there. So I'm going to take a little bit of titanium white. Real quickly. I'm going to put a few big fluffy clouds in here. Okay. Let's go right back up here now. And to me, these don't matter too much. They're just going to be regular old clouds. Regular old clouds. They're not important. But I was getting carried away because I'm ready to paint that big mountain and get monkey faced on it. And so I wasn't thinking. There goes that. We'll take that old 2-inch brush we was using earlier to blend with. And I'm just going to blend this out real quickly. Just a regular old fluffy cloud. There we go. So we'll just come right back here and reload that 1-inch brush up. And go right back up here. I'll tell you what, I'll give it just a little push. Alright, let's go back up here. And I'm just going to put another layer in right below it. Right below it. Just because I just want just some clouds living back here. Okay, so let's go ahead and blend these out same way, 2-inch brush. And give it just a little fluff. Just a little fluff, just like that. Real simple, real easy to do. Just a couple little layers of clouds living in here. Okay, now we can get back to building that mountain. So I'm just going to take that roll of paint again, just one more time. And let's get up here and build this mountain. And over here, I'm going to put this lighter color that we built, that we made earlier. Just a lighter color. Just a simple little roll of paint. Right there. There it goes. Simple, simple, simple. And then I'll take my 1-inch brush here and just dab him out just a little bit. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to scratch him out. So scratch the base of him out. I want to scrape up that bottom color. And just blend it down here just a little bit. I'm going to take another 2-inch brush. A similar 2-inch brush we was using for blending. And just blend the base. Okay. Just that simple. Just that easy. Okay. So I'm going to clean off my knife and I'm going to grab a little bit of this titanium white here, pull out flat, and take just a little tiny small roll of paint right on the edge of the knife. Let's go back up here now. And we're going to decide the highlights are going to the right today. So let's put just a tiniest little bit of titanium white on there and just let the paint break. Just let it break. Just let it go. There we go. Now I got a little small little thing right there. Filbert brush, just blend that in. That's good. I'm going to reach down here and grab my 2-inch hake brush and just ever so softly, just right over it. Real soft, real soft. He's in the background. And then while I'm playing with that mountain, I'm just going to reach in here to load a fan brush, a number 3 fan brush, with some titanium white. And right underneath this thing, I'm just going to bring that cloud into it. Real simple. And back with that hake brush again. Alright, there we go. There we're cooking. We got that one done. Yeah, it's time to get monkey face on the big one. I'm going to take this middle color now, and I'm going to take a roll of that on the old palette knife. Just a little roll of that, okay? Good. Let's go up here now. Now you need to decide where your other mountain's going to lay at. I think he's going to lay about right here. There we go. And I'm pushing in with a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure on that old knife. And bring it down about right there. There we go. There's a mountain. And just let it go right down through there. Just like that. So easy. And then scratch this paint. Scratch it. And I use it to fill it in. Scratch and pull. You're not going to hurt that old canvas. You're good to go. Alrighty. I'm going to take a clean 1-inch brush here now. I'm just going to pull this paint out. And it's important to pull this paint out so your paint will break. And because I have amazing white on the canvas, this is going to make it super simple and easy to do. Okay. And this is oil painting, by the way. I get a lot of questions if this is acrylic or if this is oil painting. You know, what am I using? This is oil paints. And you can use acrylics if you want to. You can use water mixable oils if you want to. And really, you know, whatever you want to do. You can use crayons. So let's go up here. I'm just going to take this with the edge of that knife and just come up here and pull those little edges out. Really easy to do. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just going to pull this edges out with just the edge of that knife. Okay, that'll get it going. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to pull that titanium white out again. Real easy to do. And just cut across and get a nice roll of paint right on the edge of that knife. Now this is very thick paint. My palette knife is not even coming off the palette. You see I stuck it on there. This is thick stuff. You want a nice and thick oil paint. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to do a roll. You pull it out flat and you cut across. That'll get you a roll of paint. You pull it down flat and then scrape it up, and that'll give you a roll of paint. The scraping up actually gets you a more of an even roll. So I like to do the little scrape a lot of times. Let's go back up here. Now we're going to highlight our mountain, and you got to decide where's your highlights coming from. Well, we already did that back here. So they're coming from the right. So let's go ahead and take this roll of paint now, and just let the paint break. Just let it go. Right down the canvas. Right down that old mountain. Easy to do. Get you another roll of paint. And here's another one. Right there's a nice little peak. And just let it go right down the mountain. We're going to do another one up here. Big old one right there. There's a big one. Right there. Right down the mountain. Right down the mountain. There he goes. Okay, and just keep on highlighting your mountain. However way you want to go. Just let it break. Though you want it to break. You want that paint to break. No pressure. There's no pressure. No pressure. Just let the paint break right off the knife. So many beautiful things. Okay. However you want it to go. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix a shadow color. So this is the titanium white. This is a little titanium white. I'm going to take a tiny little bit of Prussian blue. Just a tiny bit of Prussian blue. Okay, so a little bit of white and Prussian blue will get our perfect shadow color. So a nice little roll of that paint. Perfect. Alright, let's go up here now and put some shadows in. Okay, so no pressure. This side, same way. No pressure. Okay, let's go and do this side now. This little mountain needs it. No pressure. Let the paint break. No pressure. No pressure. I'm just going to let it go right over top of that one. Just like so. No pressure. Let the paint break down the mountain. Let it break right down that old mountain. Just like that. Just like that. You've got yourself a little mountain. Now, you may be saying, well, I can still see some of that white coming through. All you got to do is take some of that mountain mixture. Go over top of it. Boom. You just fixed it. There you go. That easy. That's simple. You got a mountain. And I'm just going to wipe off my knife and reload it into a roll of titanium white like we've been doing. And just fix this little mountain up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, I'll tell you what. What if we had another little highlight right there, just coming down from it? That easy. It's that simple and that easy to do. You can do it. And right there. Now, if I want this to stand out a little more on that side, you can just take a little of that mountain color and use that. But I think it looks pretty good, like just how we have it. There we go. Back to some white again. And just like that, we have a mountain that looks really good. So I think it looks good. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take an old 2-inch brush and we'll just tap in some mist right at the base of this old mountain. And then do a little X stroke, a little fluffing pull. And just like that, you got yourself a beautiful mountain. Beautiful mountain. Okay. Simple. Simple to do. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what I want to do. Before I finish this one off, I want to add just a little right here. There. Back to the shadow. Now I think it's a finished, beautiful little mountain. I always like messing with them. So there. Now leave it alone. Leave it alone. You'll have so much time to play around these mountains at home. But I just want to get this one in for you. Okay. Okay, so now we have our big, beautiful mountain there. I want to put another one in. And that's why I mixed up 3 different coats, 3 different tones of mountain color. We had a lighter one there, middle one there. We're going to have a big, strong, dark one that sits right there. And okay, so you ready to go? Let's get monkey-faced. I'm going to take some of that dark color, cut a roll of that paint, and let's decide where this one goes. I want to go a little taller. There he is. Okay, big, beautiful mountain. Now, I don't want it to be flat. I want it to be rounded, topped, pointy on the top. Similar to this one is. And then I'm going to start bringing them down. Zoom. Big one. Big one. Big old mountain. I'll use all my mountain color up here. And let's put another peak right there. And I want it to go right clear around that mountain. Big old strong mountain. Big strong mountain. And then scrape out. Scrape it. Scrape it. And then we'll put another peak right there. Good. Good old peak right there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now we'll pull it out. We'll use the same old 1-inch brush we had earlier. It's already dirty, so we'll just use it. Yeah, scrape out this little small one here again. Right, and just like that, you pull it out to your mountain. Simple and easy to do. I tell you what I'm going to do. Right over here on this side, I'm going to put another little mountain right there. It's a simple mountain shape. Maybe a third peak right there. There. So. Okay. And then I'll pull it out as well with an old 1-inch brush. Right into the mountain mixture. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so let's tell you what. Let's go ahead and highlight this mountain. I'm going to take titanium white again, pull it out real flat, and just get a nice little roll of paint right on the edge of the knife. Let's go back up here now. And our highlights are going to the right. They're always going to the right. Before I do that though, I want to take this little brush, this little filbert, and just pull this paint down on the edges because it's just a little bit too thick on the edges. So you can do that too. That makes it easier to do. Okay. I don't care if there's any brush strokes in there. It's going to get covered by the paint anyway. And now it's time to do ourselves some highlighting. And so I'm going to start the big one up here. Big one. Let it go right down the mountain. Right down the mountain. Okay, and then I wipe off the knife on the palette as I'm using the paint. I'll tell you why. I don't want it to dirty up my white paint. Don't want to dirty it up. And I can use that same dirty color to mix shadow with. Okay, let's go over on this side. Boom, down the mountain it goes. Down the mountain it goes. And then over here we have just a little bit. Just like that. And over here we can have it go like that. Making fun shapes with the mountain. So you don't have to go just straight down. You can curve that paint. You can curve it. You can curve it. You can have it going up into the mountain just like that. Maybe it just kind of sets in there like that. Maybe this side it kind of just sets in there a little bit. Okay, that's easy. See, simple. Okay, we'll just highlight this side over here. Big, strong highlight. Big, strong highlight. Boom. Boom. A little bit there. A little going down this side. And then we'll just make a decision. There we go. Okay, and we'll go back to the big, large mountain here. And keep working on this. I want this to go down a little bit more. There we go. Shoo. Good. Now, if you work it too much, you're going to blend and make mud. So I'm going to take the same old shadow blue we was using earlier. I'm going to get a roll of that and start playing with these shadows on this mountain. Same way. Same way. No pressure. No pressure. Just get them on there. There's no pressure on this knife. No pressure. And we'll do the other big mountain. Right there. Right down into that highlight. Right there. this time. Same way. Okay, just keep highlighting it. Just keep highlighting. There. Shadows, I'm sorry. I'm adding in the shadows. But keep going back with your shadows and your highlights and just play around with it. Just play around with your mountain. Okay, just play around with it till you get what you want. And if you're just new to this, there's only so much you can do, because I'm taking this mountain color now, because if you are brand new, don't be trying to get just all kinds of different things in their mountain, because it's not going to happen for you right off the bat. Now I'm just going to throw some darker in here, some more dark in here, some more dark in here, more dark in here, just like that. Then I'm going to go with some titanium white, and I'm just going to come up and back down again. There we go. Easy. Easy. Now, I want you to practice these. Practice these. I get so many questions about beginner paintings and stuff, and we're going to come up with some beginner projects in this season as well, because I want everybody to be able to paint. Let's take a little more shadow and just put it right there, right on this side of the mountain, just like that, just like so. Okay. See how that just works? It just works. Now, at the end of this mountain, I do put a little pressure there, but right here, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. And I may even take a little of that mountain color and throw it in. Throw a little mountain color in there at the bottom, just to give some texture. Okay. This does give it texture. It does give it texture. It does help bring in some more texture. Okay. It may sound like I'm scraping, but I'm really not. I'm using very little pressure. Actually, no pressure at all. No pressure at all. Go back to that shadow color we was using. Okay, let's go shadow the rest of these mountains. Okay, so I just took another roll of paint here, and we're going to just add some shadows in here. Adding some shadows in here. You see that break? Okay, that breakage over here. Just a little small amount there. Here comes another break. So you'd have a valley right through there if you wanted it. You could. And I'm gonna take a little small edge of the knife, put a little roll on it, and then finish this little knife. Finish this little mountain right here. Shadows, highlights, highlights, shadows. We just go back and forth with them both until we have our mountain how we want it to be. Okay, so I hope this helped you out on these mountains here. I may just throw a little more of a highlight in here. And you can work it however you want to work it. But I'm pretty happy with how this one looks. I may just add a little more titanium white to the old knife, just to add that there, just to play around a little bit more there. Right down the old mountain it goes. There, you see that? See how this paint breaks? It's so pretty. I love it. Okay, there we go. I think that's that right there. We're going to have a finished painting, a finished little mountain. Not finished painting. Not quite yet. There we go. And a shadow with that in mind. Again, you can take a little bit of that mountain color Put it in. Just like so. Which will give you some texture. Okay, now it's time to add some shadows to the bottom of our mountain. And I missed. I want to say shadows. Okay, just follow the angle of your highlights, and you can follow the angle of your shadows too. Doesn't matter. And then just use an X stroke here to kind of soften them up. If you want to, you can use the Hake brush as well to soften those even more. I think I'll do that. We had it earlier. Why not just go ahead and finish it off with it? Just a little bit. Real soft. Real soft. There we go. There's our beautiful mountains. Okay, so now we have our shadows in there. Our mist is in there now. Real soft and beautiful. We have our mountains completely done. Now I want to add in some beautiful trees in here. Some big textury trees. And they're out into the water they'll go. Okay? I think that's what we'll do. We'll do some banking in here. That'll look really good, I think. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just use the old 1-inch brush. How about that? We'll do that. We'll take some sap green. Sap green here. There we go. And we'll take some crimson. And I'll smush it in here with Prussian blue in there and then black. There we go. But I want sap green to be the main color of this. The main color of this. I'm just pulling down, getting a beautiful load. A beautiful load on my brush. Hopefully you can see that. Beautifully loaded up. Dog paw. Alright, let's go up here. And so I want a beautiful tree in here. Right there is a beautiful tree. Beautiful tree. Now make this the shapes. Make your shapes in here. Like that. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Back in that same color. And I'll put another tree beside him. Just touching the canvas. Just touching it. Barely touching. Little bit of pressure. Not much. Not much. And make a decision. Where is it going to be? Where's it going to go? So I'm just thinking about individual tree shapes here. It's important to get your shapes in. Because if you don't get your shapes right, your highlight's going to be a little harder to do. So make sure you focus on getting your shapes. You want to make sure you get your shapes in there. Beautiful trees. And don't make them all the same height. Make them thinner and wider. All that good stuff in there. Some trees there. There's a smaller one. Right into it. I want a big one right here. I'll make this one taller than the other ones. Taller than the other ones. That way it kind of frames them in. Frames them in. Frames them in. There's a tree. There we go. Good. Good. Okay, over here now. Goes a tree there, the tree. Big, thick, beautiful paint. Another one right there. It's going to be taller than the mountain. And it helps push that mountain back. So just getting individual shapes and trees in here. One right there. Beautiful. Now I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to change it up a little bit. I want to make some trees here. So I'll tell you what, let's go back to the palette. Back to the palette here. I've used almost all that color we made up. I almost used it all. So I'll take some black again. Some Prussian blue again. Right into it. And then some lizard crimson again. And sap green again. There we go. And I'm going to try to load this up to where it's a chiseled edge on this brush. Pulling it through, back and forth. And I do have a chiseled edge on that brush. Beautiful. Let's go up here. Okay. And right there, I want to make some fir trees, some spruce trees. Some little spruce trees. There comes a tree right there. I'm tapping. Just tapping. So instead of using the fan brush, we can just use the beautiful old 1-inch brush to make some fir trees with. Okay, so black, blue, crimson, some sap green. Loading that brush back up again to chiseled edge. there's a beautiful fir tree, old spruce tree. There goes one right there. But you can do them. You can do them. They're not hard to do. They're real easy to do. You can put one right here if you want. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this brush and fill in the water. Not all the water, but I want to leave some water showing. Okay, I want some water in there because if you need that light, that helps bring in that illusion of water. Okay, and even though I don't got the mountain in there, the mountain's still going to be farther away than these trees are. Okay, even though they look right there on top of each other, that mountain's still going to be not in this water here. And so, and I'm not going to put those evergreens in there, or those fir trees, I mean. Those spruce trees. Okay. And over here, man, I don't care about over here. Just fill it in. Just fill it in. I want the edges to be dark in the water, and this to be light. There we go. Good. Good. Back to our palette knife now. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll make up some color for these, for this to go. I've got some a little piece of paper towel. Okay. I'm going to take some titanium white. I'm going to run it right here. And I'm going to take some of that tree color we had. Some of that tree color. I call it phantom green. That's what I usually get it out of it. About a phantom green color. Let me take some of that sap green in there. And I'll take a little bit of burnt umber with that. Just a little burnt umber with that. There's some blue in there. All that good stuff. And I'm just going to get a small sliver of a roll of paint right on the edge of that knife. Okay, let's go back up here. And right here, I'm just going to add some of these little tree trunks. Right into that tree. I'm going to put them right in the water reflection. Right into that water reflection. I might even add just a little more white to that. Just so they show up better. Okay. Just so they show up a little bit better. Here's one or two in there. It's a beautiful way to do it. Good. Okay, we'll put this one in now. Here comes a tree trunk for him. Good. Just a tip of the knife. Get all kinds of details in your trees. Beautiful. Good. Good. Right through there. And then we'll finish up this side. There'd be a little small one in there. Good. And I'll tell you, you can change this up so much with your highlights. If you want it to be fall, you can make it fall. If you want to make it summer, you can make it summer. You can do whatever you wish when it comes to the highlights. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. Whether that's summertime highlights or however you feel. And then back on this one, our big last tree is the big one. The big one. The big one. You see? Good. All kinds of good stuff. There we go. I don't care about down here because it's not going to show up there. So I think I'm going to have a banking right through there. So, good. Good, nice. We'll take this knife here now and just punch in some things. Not punching in, but just scrape them up back here in the background. Just kind of run them through. You can go straight up with the fir trees at and put them some things in there. And then I'll go back. I'll just kind of fix that fir tree. There we go. I'm good. I'm happy with that. Okay, it's time to do some highlighting now. There we go. Let's take a 1-inch brush, and I'm going to take some amazing white with that. Okay, so I'm going to take some amazing white and go into some cadmium yellow. I'm going to grab a little sap green. I'm going to put it right below it. Right below it. And some sap green. Into this sap green. Okay, let's go back here now. And I'm going to start highlighting these beautiful trees. Beautiful trees. And I think I forgot to add a color to my palette that I want to use on this one. which is going to be phthalo green, which I will add to it. But you don't have to have, if you don't have it, you don't have to use it. Okay, so let's go to another big old tree. Let's do a few on this one. There we go. Okay, now maybe there's one or two right there with some of that green color. And don't forget to throw this into the water. Okay, so whatever you put up there, put it in the water too. And you want to do it at the same time. So that way you keep it all equally the same. Equally the same. Okay. Just keep going back and forth with that. Okay. It's still sticky. Alright, let's go over here now to the other tree. And I'm just going to highlight this one now. And it's important to let the dark show through as well. Okay, you want the dark to show us through as well. I hope you see that paint just comes right off that brush. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. Okay, I'm done with this color. I'm going to grab some phthalo green. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some phthalo green on the palette. I'm going to take the same brush. I didn't even wash it out or anything. Okay. And I'm going to grab some of this amazing white with it. It's a gorgeous color. I may even take some titanium white with it because I just want it to be a little brighter. And it does make an awesome color for highlighting with. I'm going to grab some more amazing white. Okay, let's go back here now. And I'm just going to start throwing in a few of these colors. A few of them back there. Just a few. In the water it went. See how beautiful that is? And that's phthalo green. That's all it is. Phthalo green and white. I thought that would punch it up a little bit. It would just kind of make it a little different. Maybe there's a little of that phthalo green in that one. Good. See, it's beautiful. On that side of that tree. And then I think I want maybe a touch or two back there on that one. That's good. It's good. Back into the water too. I'm just going to add just a few more hints and touches of this color. More of that up on that one. Okay, I'm going to wash the old brush. Okay, I got a clean dry brush now, and I'm going to add in some beautiful reds in here. So let's take the palette knife, palette. So I'm going to take this red here. This is Grumbacher red, or also known as Naphthol red. I'm just going to crunch it into this paint. Load it up good. And I should have a nice little bit in the brush. Just nice textured amount. And I'm going to go back here now. And just where I want some red to pop in. Boom. Just a few little hits and hits there and there and there. And then maybe, let's see, let's go over here. All right, there's some. There's some there. There's some on this big one. Now you may be wondering why I haven't added any white to this to make it pop some more. We're going to, but we're not going to add white. We're going to add yellow. I want it to be more orange. That's how you highlight red stuff, is you use orange. And that makes it look more red. And then right there's some over here. This is the undertone for our orange to be good and beautiful. And we can keep some of that red in there. It just breaks up this boringness of just green. It really makes it beautiful. Okay, and then we'll go back to the palette. We're going to take the yellow. I'll tell you what, I'll wash that brush. So I just cleaned the brush off. So I'm going to take some of that yellow and some of that red together here. Okay. And some white. I'll add some white to it. But I want a beautiful orange. Maybe more white. And I'll take amazing white now. I just grabbed a little touch of amazing white, just to thin it some. Let's go back here now. And now it's time to highlight this beautiful tree. Good. right into that. And then over here's a little bit as well. Just a little bit. And I just throw it into the water real quick. And it's going this side. And a few dots. There's a dot. There's a dot. Wherever we added the red, that's where you want to just add your highlights to it. That's where you want to add your highlights to it. But remember, you got layers still. You want to play with them layers and make sure them layers are looking good. Okay, that looks nice. I'm going to take the old palette knife here and just scratch in a few areas. Back through here, just to help with some details. Some details back in here. And it does help. It does help do it really quickly. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, now it's time to mess with the water. And make sure you got a clean paper towel on hand. And take your brush straight down and then wipe. Straight down, wipe. Straight down, wipe. Straight down and wipe. Okay, I'm hoping this comes up on the video. Straight down and wipe. Now, you don't want to use a lot of pressure. You want to very gently do it. I about messed that corner up over there. Okay, there we go. Nice and gorgeous. Beautiful. And then wipe that brush off real good and then come across it gently. Gently. Gently, gently. Okay, there we go. You're just kind of kissing the canvas. So light. So light. There we go. Good. Beautiful water. Now I'll take that old number 10 magic palette knife. And I'm just going to let's go to the palette. I'm going to take this burnt umber. And I'm going to take some black and burnt umber here. Okay, and I get to roll that. Let's go to the canvas. Good, and here we go. Right through here is going to be a banking. There's going to be some banking going on. Beautiful. Nice thick banking. Good stuff. Good stuff. On this side, we need some banking. This is a fun project to do. I really hope you try this painting out. It's really fun. Hope you really try it out. On this side, just put it in. Just some burnt umber and black. If you have Van Dyke Brown, you can even use that if you have that on hand. And this side here is going to be the fun part. Here we go. We're going to take this paint and we're going to make it go right there. Just like so. Just fill it in there. Nice cove or whatever they call it. Be right there. Beautiful. Good. Make sure you flatten that out. There we go. And now to highlight this, I'm just going to take some white with that color. Some white with that burnt umber and black. More burnt umber in there. Maybe a touch of the yellow with it. That'll look good, I think. And we'll take that roll and start highlighting. And so to do this, I'll make it go like this and go right through there. No pressure. Just like we did the palette. Just like we did with the mountain. No pressure. Just let that paint break. Let it go. Just like that. Just like that. Let the paint break right through there. See that? Just let it break. Just let it keep going. And I'm going to try not to reload the knife because I kind of want it to get a little darker as I go out. There we go. That's fun. That's a fun way to do it. And then I will make some water lines. And to do that, I'll take titanium white. And I'm going to take titanium white and amazing white together. Almost 50-50. Almost 50-50 mixture here of titanium white and amazing white. And then just take it on the small edge of the knife. Let's go up here. And then I'll wipe off that knife just a little bit because I don't want a lot on here. I just want enough to just get me going. And it's probably easier to work with the small edge of the knife. I know it is easier to work with than the big side. But I'm not wanting to have a major amount of water lines. I just want some nice little water lines going around the edge of the banking. Just so you know there's some water in here. And then right through there's a little water line or two. And let's go on this side. On this side now, we're going to take this knife and just do some wiggly jigglies. Just like that. Right into the core, right through there. That. Gorgeous. Oh, it looks nice. I like that. The knife has got nothing on it. It's just dry there at that point. Now, I think I'm almost finished here. I'm going to take this orange color we had, and I'm just going to throw on some leaves in the water, just like so. Maybe even a touch of the yellow with it, just to break it up just a little bit. But mostly the orange. Mostly the orange. There we go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I don't think that I've got a finished painting. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll sign this painting right over here. Again, I hope you enjoyed painting with me today. I know I enjoyed painting with you. And I look forward to our next show, and our next painting project is going to be super fun. So if you have any ideas that you want to see on the show, let us know. Contact us on our website at brandthomasart.com. Okay. Alright, and there we have it, a finished painting. Alrighty guys, I do hope you enjoyed painting with me today. It's been a super fun painting project. I enjoy painting with all kinds of colors, especially those big, beautiful mountains. So this has been a very fun painting. If you have any questions, please comment below and let me know what you want to see in the next shows. What you think about this project. And I do hope you subscribe to the show. Thank you for painting with me. I want to say God bless you. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. And I'll see you real soon.
The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com, home of the Brandon Thomas product line, and by the Brandon Thomas Instructor Team. Go to BrandonThomasArt.com to find an instructor near you.